everyone, it's me, the Otaku Fangirl, here to continue my Fate Grand Order Salem Let's Plays. So, last time, lots of things happened. We learned that, that girl is caster, but she's also, because they call herself the caster of Midrash, I think, or I don't remember which, no, Tituba, but I've seen her called the caster of Midrash, and then also, now we know she's Sheba, or Sheba, whatever. At least that's what I'm assuming that inferred. Also, if you guys would like to support the channel, there is a Patreon and a Ko-fi link in the description. So, without further ado, we're gonna see how that story plays out. Possibly, maybe, I don't know. So, let's just go. So, we need another castor, which we're gonna get that one. And this is the team I have devised for this. I don't know how well it's going to go, but we're gonna see. And I'm going to change something here, actually. I would actually like this one for this fight, because I would actually like to switch in Ozzy when I need him. So yeah, that's a thing. I know Ozzy doesn't get any bond points for this, but gonna need him probably, so yeah, let us go. Alright. More. I like that sprite from Ash, it's interesting.
Thanks to their capable bodyguards, the Queen's procession easily fended off their attackers. Soon after resuming their journey to Jerusalem, the procession arrived at the Red Sea harbor. The harbor was packed with throngs of camels, and there was a lively din surrounding left and right from merchants awaiting ships and cargo. The Queen's caravan rented hundreds of ships, then set sail for the north of the Red Sea. In time, the massive fleet arrived upon the northern edge of the Gulf of Aqaba at the seaport called Ezion-Geber, built by King Solomon himself. The people of Israel were surely taken aback by the appearance of this mysterious queen and the untold wealth she brought with her. This magnificent scene of the Queen meeting King Solomon had been depicted in countless numbers of painted masterpieces. The Queen's procession headed northward over land of their eyes, taking in the pastures of the foreign country that surrounded them. Then, at last, they arrived at a point where they could just barely make out Jerusalem's glittering white ramparts. And yet, something seemed amiss.
What was wrong? This is ridiculous. I can't take it anymore.
You seem upset, my retainer.
Yes, Your Majesty, I am. We've been stuck in this village within the ravine for an entire week. If we don't get moving soon, the soldiers and camel tamers will start to get homesick.
What say the messengers we sent ahead to Jerusalem?
I've sent them countless times, Your Majesty. I even went to try and negotiate our entry myself. It's just, the guards keep inventing reasons to turn us away at the gate. They're hopeless. Even showing them a list of all the gifts we bring for King Solomon has done a little more than warrant a smirk. Does that mean we're actually going to see him later down the line? I'm going to cry.
I see.
Unless this one's different from the one we know, but I don't know. I don't know.
Then perhaps it is time I met with them myself. Tell the caravan to loosen their loads and make themselves at ease.
Her Majesty? What's she planning on here?
Her Majesty, please, you mustn't go off on your own. There is a flock of sheep coming this way. I'll have the guards chase them off. No need for that. This is not our kingdom, so we shall be the ones to make way.
Well, alright then.
My, these sheep are nice and plump, and their wool is soft and well kept. This is indeed a rich land.
Oh, hey, David. Well now, it isn't every day one comes across such an esteemed noble. Good day to you. Awkward. Stay back. Who are you? As you can see, I'm merely a passing shepherd. Interesting. A harmless, friendly young man who enjoys nothing more than singing and dancing. Are shepherds so rare where you come from?
No, they are not. I do beg your pardon.
You must be the travelers that have been staying here in this ravine. This place is ill-suited to making camp. Have you run into some manner of trouble on your journey?
You are quite perceptive, young shepherd, as luck would have it.
Things and stuff, and yeah. I see. That is certainly odd. Jerusalem is supposed to be a city of compassion, a place that will open its gates to anyone. How terribly embarrassing that it has seen fit to reject guests who have traveled from so far away.
Can you tell us what Jerusalem is like, young shepherd? What do you think of the great king's city?
Well now, I can hardly refuse to answer a question from such a beautiful lady, can I?
Your Majesty, surely there are far better ways to pass the time than in the company of this ill-mannered youth. What's wrong with it? I'm having a perfectly lovely time.
Unfortunately, I haven't been to the city myself in quite a while, but I do hear rumors from time to time. Jerusalem is like a city no other. It is truly the center of the world. Its ramparts stand tall against any threat, and its palace is the height of luxury. I believe its most beautiful feature is the temple its previous king wished to build really badly. They say it's a truly impressive sight. I implore you to pay it a visit yourself after you arrive, my lady.
I think I shall do just that. What about the people who live there? Have they no complaints at all?
Good question. I suppose I must simply say that it seems the king's doing a superb job. Each and every one of his people speaks of him with reverence, with language as lyrical as poetry. They say that he is a fair and just judge, possessed of true wisdom, that he is born to be the perfect king.
True wisdom.
But ripe fruit inevitably draws pest. The fruit itself may not be to blame, but alas, there is nothing one can do about the laws of nature. Thus do security and abundance inevitably lead to avarice and arrogance.
I knew it. Your Majesty?
Wait, does this mean the gatekeepers expect us to bribe them? Even after our messengers have long since paid our toll? Well, I'm afraid there isn't much a lowly shepherd like me can do about that. The best I can do is join you in conversation here in the shade for a fleeting moment. Oh, unless you would also like me to play my harp.
No, that will do. Thank you, my good shepherd. By the way, I notice a number of your sheep have injured their legs. Could I buy them off you, so that I may treat my subjects to them?
Well, that would be a great help. I could not think of a more advantageous trade for us both. Oh, right. I just remembered something else that you may find of interest. It is, perhaps, a bit spooky, but... What's spooky?
Hidden gates, you say?
That's right, gates. Jerusalem is a big place, with many people coming and going. As such, the ramparts contain a number of side gates. A holy gate reserved for God. A gate for chariots. A gate for merchants. A gate for slaves. Even a gate for shepherds. And while I don't know whether it really exists or not, I've also heard there's a forbidden gate for that word, for spirits. They say it is dark even during the day, and that the dead themselves make use of it. It is always closed and barred, and not even the guards go near it. Interesting. It's a little weird. Why did he blush?
Thus did the Queen of Sheba learn of the hidden gate into Jerusalem from a mysterious young shepherd. The Queen next stole away to Jerusalem in the middle of the night, taking only a select few of her servants. She decided that if the front gates would not be opened to her, then she would simply sneak in the back. None of this is written in Holy Scripture, but please, do not call it heresy. No matter how our company may use our imagination to help bring this story to life, it would do nothing to diminish King Solomon's greatness or the Queen of Sheba's beauty.
Okay. How long's this story go on for? That is not the gates to... but okay.
If the guards would refuse us passage, then we shall make our own passage into the city.
That's Camelot. Ha! As if crossing the great desert wasn't brazen enough. I never imagined you to be so recklessly queen. Ah! Monsters!
These must be some of the city guards, so this is another trial we must face. If our actions go against the will of God, then this is where our journey will come to an end.
Please stand back, Your Majesty. The soldiers will handle this. Okay. This is an interesting way of doing the story, is that having us fight in between these story parts. I have water to drink because I'll be here for a while, probably reading. Already. Gotta figure out when I want to bring in Ozzy and switch him out for Gil. It's probably what I'll do. Alright. Let's take care of that one first. I don't want to use Gil's NP because I don't want them all to die. I mean, I do, but not right now. Okay. Gotta think how I want to do this exactly. Okay. There's 2 more turns for that. Let's do... I'm trying to think how I want to do this. Okay. Now I know. Yeah, I know how I want to do this. Okay. Now I'm gonna use Gil to get rid of these 2. Alright. Then I think I'm gonna switch Gil for Ozzy for this part. Yeah. So, Gil gonna go bye-bye. That's the wrong one. I want this one. This one. Gil for Ozzy. Do it. Alright, increase that MP. Just gotta get all that MP up. For him to just do his thing. So we can survive. And then this one does have a buff. And just to see. Yes, okay, good. I wanted to see how well he will do. Like, how much damage can I get Ozzy to do? Nice, that's a good amount of damage. I didn't need to go that hard, but I just wanted to. I just wanted to flex. I just wanted to. Alright. That was easy. Ease clap. Now what? Gonna hear more of the story? Yep. That's Camelot.
And so, the Queen of Sheba's procession fought off the guardian spirits and successfully made their way into Jerusalem. Soon, the king learned that a foreign queen had entered the holy city, and the front gates were finally opened. Thus did the parade of camels and ostentatiously dressed attendants make their way through Jerusalem. Though the people of Jerusalem were accustomed to luxury, the riches that the queen presented to the king must surely have made even their eyes pop. The lavish spices they brought with them also proved to be incredibly popular, and soon the holy city, was filled with their scents. Shortly thereafter, the queen was officially invited to the palace, and at long last granted an audience with King Solomon himself.
Do we get to see him? Oh, okay, just the outline. How good of you to come, Queen of Sheba. On behalf of my subjects, I welcome you. I extend my hospitality to you and your people. Please, stay in my palace. Rest from your journey.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, good King Solomon. Now that this moment has come, the fatigue from my journey has all but vanished.
I know who you are. This may be our first time meeting face to face, but I have had opportunities to learn about you. Without fail, the finest jewels and spices brought to Jerusalem come from the southern kingdoms. I have spoken to merchants and travelers about them, interested to know more. They told me of a queen from a desert kingdom in the south with a sure eye and a nose for trade. Until last night, my image of that queen was hazy and blurred, like a mirage. But now, I see clearly that she is a beautiful desert flower beyond compare.
You are too kind, King Solomon. If anything, I am the one in awe of how your grand figure far exceeds the picture I held in my mind.
Wanna fuck? That's how I feel like this conversation is going, wanna fuck? Okay, anyway, I apologize for the treatment you endured on your journey here, Queen of Sheba. Or is it Sheba? I don't know. I think it's Sheba, though. I shall find out how it came to pass, and see justice served, should it be necessary. If it pleases you, I shall give you a tour of the palace myself. Will that serve as an apology?
A tour from King Solomon himself. I can think of no greater pleasure.
Of course. The pleasure will be mine, I assure you. And then they fucked.
The two rulers proceeded to walk around Jerusalem's palace, chatting happily all the while. Every one of the dances performed, the harp songs played, and the dishes served was truly exquisite. But the place that Queen of Sheba was most impressed with was indeed the very building the Good Shepherd had told her about. The magnificent Temple of Jerusalem stood even taller than the king's own palace. Atop its great altar, burnt offerings were made to God. There, sacrificial animals and other splendid offerings were consumed by sacred fire. Once these offerings were chosen to become God's food, the frankincense, which would later be chosen as one of the 3 wise men's gifts, was burned like firewood. While bearing witness to these amazing spectacles, the Queen casually posed King Solomon a series of questions. Indeed, these very questions were the Queen's purpose in venturing to Jerusalem. A quest begun in the hope of appraising the king's wisdom, distinguishing his worth, and getting a true answer to the questions she had long pondered. Some scholars say the queen had only 2 questions, while others claim she had as many as 19. Whatever their number, King Solomon answered each in turn, and the queen marveled at his wisdom. And in that moment, she decided to entrust King Solomon with the 3 most precious riddles she carried deep in her heart. Solomon, in turn, honored his noble guest by having his many retainers line up along both sides of his throne. So began a battle of wits to test the merits of both rulers. There could be no room for failure. As silence hung in the throne room, the audience watched with bated breath. Whatever. Great King Solomon, leader of the people of Israel, and bearer of boundless wisdom, I humbly request that you answer these questions and share your wisdom with your guest.
Very well. Speak your questions.
There is a room with 10 doors. When 1 door is open, 9 are closed. When 9 doors are open, 1 door is closed.
The answer is a person. The room is the womb, and the 10 doors are the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, navel, and excretory holes, whatever. When a person is a fetus, the door of the navel is opened. Once they are born, that door is closed forever.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. O king, you are wise indeed.
I get it. Speak your next question.
Very well then, O king. Let me ask you this. These words weigh more than a gold or even life itself, and require 4 people to carry them. And yet, their master has never once seen them.
The answer is the Ark of the Covenant. The very chest I inherited from my predecessor. It contains the 10 Commandments and the proof of our covenant with God. It is kept in the innermost chamber of my temple, the most holy room that is constantly filled with incense.
O king, you are truly a man of wisdom.
Speak your next question.
Very well then, O king. This is my final question.
Okay.
This ocean is calm. The ship sails forward against the wind. The ship's pilot plots a course toward dark clouds. The ship is in no way prepared to weather a storm.
Let's see. The answer is, he doesn't know? Hang on. Time out. Just give me a second here. Calm ocean. A ship pilot. What's that all about? Does he not know? What the fuck? Hold on just a moment. I can answer this.
Oh yes, great king. Please tell me your answer. What's the matter, Solomon? Hurry up and answer her 3rd question.
I'm trying. My script only has 2 riddles. What?
Huh? It can't be right. Wait, I don't see it in mine either. What's going on? I could have sworn Anderson's manuscript had all three. Huh? What's this? Don't tell me the great King Solomon can't even answer a simple riddle. Well, what say you, your majesty? I'm following my script to the letter, okay? I didn't have any response lines in mine either.
Oops, this is not good. Damn it, Matahari! Can tell you're enjoying this. Yeah, I've got your answer right here. Why wouldn't I know it? Solomon knows everything.
Please stay in character.
That riddle was so easy, it is not worthy of an answer. What say you, my trusted advisor? Would you like to answer this one in my stead? You may even offer just a hint if you like. Why are the scripts different? Come on, Ringmaster, help me out here.
Senpai.
Maybe it's the difference between you two rulers? I have no idea. Rulers, huh? That's weird. Okay, we're back here now.
What say you, O king?
A fascinating riddle. It cuts to the very core of our two perspectives. If I answer incorrectly, then Israel will lose a precious friend indeed. Okay. The answer is a nation. When a capable sailor takes the helm, the wind may carry him faster than ever. Much as the sea might appear the same everywhere, it is far from a single thing. It is made of numberless droplets all together. Numberless. When it appears calm, its surface hides unforeseeable waves and maelstorms. Or storms. I don't know. It is like grains of sand that make up a desert, like quicksand lying in wait for its prey.
Very well then, O king. Where lies the ship's destination?
This ship stops for nothing. It is not a ship that runs from danger, nor one that drifts upon the waves. It is but driftwood that will sink in the fullness of time. The pilot knows that an unavoidable storm is coming, and sounds the alarm. Only a ship that endures tribulation will see the glorious light of day that awaits in the new world.
O king, you are indeed a wise leader worthy of this nation.
Queen of Sheba, I pray that the Lord, our God, sees fit to bless you with his protection. You are no mere guest, destined to while away her time before my throne. Though your kingdom may be but a mirage that lies to the distant south, I hereby vow that our two nations shall be allies, and you, my friend. Okay.
You are too kind, O king, but I am most heartened that my journey here has proved fruitful. Should you ever be in need of aid in an even greater endeavor, I shall return from beyond the desert and assist you to the best of my ability.
Alrighty then. Cool. Yay. Story not over.
Thus did King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba battle of wits come to an end. With more awe and respect for Solomon than ever before, the queen set off to return to her home of Sheba.
Okay.
Solomon, in turn, was happy to give the queen exactly the gifts she wished for.
Okay.
As for what became of the prosperous desert kingdom, of the bond between King Solomon and its queen. no biblical scholar can say. All we can do now is imagine the fate of the legendary queen for ourselves.
The end? I guess. It's like, okay.
Thank you all for watching. This concludes the Sarah Company's special performance of Solomon, the Queen of Sheba.
Yay! Okay. That happened. Well, that was the story. I'm assuming we're going to continue that story somehow in some form of fashion. I don't really know. Going to the wharf, huh? Oh, joy. Story only chapter. Oh, boy. A lot of reading ahead. Gonna take a drink of water. Okay. Well. Oh. Who are you? So this is the Puritan colony of Salem. Just a moment, sir. Phew. You finally managed to dock. You're the only cargo we're unloading here, sir. Certainly fine by me, though, since you've already paid for passage. Okay. Pretty rough storm we had to sail through to get here, though. You doing alright? I'm on land now. My work is on land, where man lives and works. Who are you? There is no land inhabited by man, here or anywhere, that is free of sin. Not even Eden itself. Are you some priest or something? Maybe. I don't know. Professor Carter, there are people from the village who'd like to see you. They seem pretty upset. There's a good number of them, too. I see. Very well. I'll go and meet them. Pardon me for a moment, Miss Sarah. They're asking to see you too, Your Honor. What do they want? What's going on? What's all this about? You have a lot to answer for, Mr. Carter.
Uncle, Tituba is...
What's happening? Abigail, you're here too, Tituba.
Mr. Carter.
Did these people bring you here? Again, what's this all about? May I remind you that Tituba is my servant. I'll thank you to mind how you treat her. Fine. Then listen to me, Mr. Carter. My daughter has been lying face down in bed, all ill, all day. I don't like where this is going. I know when you stopped by this morning. I don't like where this is going. Stopped by this morning. I told you she was just tired from last night's excitement. I thought she would be fine once she got some sleep. Was she dead? But I was wrong. She kept groaning and breathing as if she was fighting off a terrible fever. Tried to give her some bread and water to help her calm down, but she refused. This music, though. I was at a loss for what to do next, so I asked the Reverend to come take a look at her. But once he arrived, she seemed to be suffering more than ever. This is when we're gonna get into the... How exactly? How so exactly? Sorry. Well, Reverend? Yes. Seemed to me as if she was possessed by the devil himself. Oh god, here we go. She cried out with a shrill, inhuman voice, and tried to strangle me with such strength as no child should ever have. We held her down best we could, till she finally passed out and went limp. We then went to change her sheets. That looks bad. We found this strange and devilish charm within the straw. According to Putnam's daughter, it was Tituba who made it. Oh, god damn it. Oh my. What an evil-looking wooden figure. Take that as evidence. Oh, no. Is this true, Tituba? Did you make that?
Mr. Carter. It's Well, you've got it all wrong. This isn't Tituba's fault. Aunt took it without asking. We could hear the commotion all the way inside. What's going on?
It looks like most of the village is here. Is that Tituba they're interrogating in the middle of the crowd? I don't like where this is going. I always knew there was something strange about you.
Oh, this is dreadful. I don't suppose. Were you the one who had those Indians kill the Willamezes, whatever?
Stop that. The Williams girl is right there. You're a witch! God damn it, here we go. That's a tool used in blasphemous curses. I suspect this woman is guilty of heresy. Who said that? Who are you? Oh, it's this guy. Hopkins! I feel like I know that name. Hold on. I'm curious, because that name does sound familiar. Yeah, I do know that name. He's a witch hunter and shit. Okay. The name's Matthew Hopkins. I just arrived here on a boat from Boston. As of tonight, I've been appointed Salem's head judge by the order of the governor. Okay. Who do you think you are? Barging in here all... What's this? Oh my. This really is an official notice of appointment. Well, you're not judge anymore. And that of a superior judge, no less. I apologize for my rudeness. Pay it no mind. These are extraordinary circumstances. People of Salem, I first ask that you calm yourselves and regain your composure. The devil's power is at its height in the hours after dark. We must not let our fears guide our decisions. I hereby order that this slave be taken into custody and interrogated. I will hear what she has to say in the morning. I have to do something, right?
Don't do it, Sarah. I mean, Master. Please, just stay out of it. You can't interfere here. You need to remain a bystander for now, right now, or you'll get swept up in this as well.
What do you mean?
Can't you tell? It's begun.
Yeah, the Salem witch trials have begun. God damn it. I'm glad to see you are willing to cooperate. Mr. Carter, as her owner, I'd like you to accompany her to the town's holding cells. Alright, I will accompany you.
Mr. Carter!
Miss Mash, Miss Sarah. I'm sorry to trouble you, but could I ask you to take Abigail home for me? I know I can trust you and your troop. You have all proved that in your play.
Abby. This is awful. Poor Tituba.
Yeah. Sucks. She gonna be the first to be hanged, ain't she?
Oof.
Yikes. She gonna be first to be hanged. I can feel it. Okay, what do we got now? Carter residence, huh? Well, oh, another one without battles. Well, joy. Section 2. First Knot. I don't like that title. That title kind of scares me. But, oh boy. What shall happen to Tituba? Probably get hanged and die. Probably. I don't really know. The next day. That's Salem Day 2. Okay. I see. Oh, so I guess that's why you should play it in a way when these got released, I guess. I don't know. So Master went off to the village in order to accompany Mr. Carter.
That's right. Robin went along too, to keep them safe. She said she's hoping they can determine whether that figure really is cursed or not, as part of our investigation. Looks like we'll just have to rely on Senpai for this. True. We need to be especially careful right now. How's Abigail doing? Abby hasn't left her room since last night. I tried bringing her something to eat, but she wouldn't even touch it. Nezha went climbing up to the roof earlier. But I have no idea what she's got in mind. You know, ever since we got here, Nezha's been acting like a cat on its last nerve. Maybe she likes kids more than she lets on. Anyway, it's hard seeing Abby so down in the dumps. Servant or not, Tituba clearly means a lot to her. Seeing Tituba thrown in jail must have shocked poor Abby. Oh, sucks. She's very different from the other children here, isn't she? There can't be many children as sensitive as her in this time period. It's especially unusual that she would be so close to a slave.
I'm not so sure about that. It is simply in her nature to be kind. Anyone can be compassionate like she is. It is just a matter of actually wanting to.
I agree with Sanson. Prejudice only takes root in certain environments. Abby lives a relatively wealthy life, at least by the standards of this colony. And she seems to have a very good education as well, thanks to Mr. Carter. And somehow, even after the loss she suffered, she held on to her natural cheerfulness. I think that might be her greatest strength, but she still couldn't have done it alone. It's only because Tituba, someone else who knew her parents well, was there beside her. Must have been a big help to have a close family friend around to talk with her parents gone. That's why she's taking this so hard. She's afraid she's about to lose someone else she loves. Again. You know, when I put it that way, it kind of sounds like someone else we know, doesn't it?
What are you talking about?
About that. When we went to look for Abby after she ran away yesterday, I found out that...
Who are you talking about? I'm not 100% sure. An extreme fear of Native Americans, huh?
Yes, but it wasn't just fear. It was... I'm not sure how to put this. Loathing? Or maybe a strong fixation? Whatever it was definitely unusual.
Okay, interesting. It's true.
So that's also why you felt there was something different about her then. What did Master have to say about that? Medea, where were you this morning? Answer the question, Mash. Well, yesterday I was still processing it myself, and along with everything else that happened last night, I never got a good chance to tell her.
I see. That may actually be for the best. What do you mean by that, Medea?
I've turned the house into a magical workshop. I just finished the rite a moment ago. Are you sure that was a good idea? It seems like the kind of thing we really should have asked Mr. Carter about. Oh, don't be such a wet blanket. I had to do it if we were ever going to contact Chaldea.
Regardless, that was awfully bold, especially given the circumstances. People might have seen you.
Are you in your spirit form? Yes. What's more, you should all be able to use your spirit forms now too, at least within the house and its grounds.
Oh, look at that. he did do that. So it would seem. I guess we have your right to thank for this, but what exactly is going on?
Now that we can change to our spirit forms too, you said, that makes it sound like you already could. Well, of course. Who do you think you're talking to? I'm Medea. Hecate herself taught me magecraft. There's no point in just speculating about what might be happening here. All we need is proof. Proof that there's something strange about this whole village, magically and historically. Proof that this whole land, that Salem itself, is the real heretical version of history. As such, in order to observe it properly, I needed a workshop that I could withdraw to, somewhere isolated from any outside influence.
I see. Then I trust you'll fill us in on the details once Master returns. Along with why you're the only one who avoided being pseudo-incarnated.
My, so direct and forceful, aren't you? Heretical history. Then, does that mean this land, Salem as it is now, is actually a separate dimension created with magecraft, rather than its actual past self having been brought here unintentionally? I think so. I still can't read the rules on some of these destiny currents. But I'm trying to identify the root of their unusual phenomena cycles. If it was magecraft, then someone here should have a soul that can never be fulfilled, and a will to bring about the curse that caused this.
And that should lead us to the demon god pillar, yes?
I believe so. I see. I don't think I've ever seen you work so hard on anything before, Medea. Me neither. But it's very encouraging and a nice change of pace. Huh? What do you mean by... Well, we can deal with that stuff later. We already told Master and Mash about this, but Sansa and I discovered something unusual too. Yesterday, we met a girl called Lavinia Whiteley. She's the little albino child we ran into in the forest on our first night here. But more importantly, she comes from a family of mages. Wait, what?
The Whiteley house is far from the village, and its basement appears to contain a magical workshop. It has to be concealed, but very roughly. We found discarded alchemy equipment strewn about nearby. We also found animal remains buried in their yard that seem to have been used for dark magic rituals. Great! Not good.
What did this underground workshop look like? Does this mean that girl's family are practicing mages?
Well, I'm afraid we still don't know for sure. I mean, with all that, you'd say yeah. Neither Matantari nor I could have gone inside without leaving a trace.
That sort of thing is more up Robin's alley.
There was nothing more we could do. Without Master's permission, we couldn't risk getting any closer. Even if we could have used our spirit forms, we couldn't know we wouldn't be walking into a trap.
That's okay. Just knowing that there's a magical workshop there is more than enough. We still need to be careful about how we handle this, though. If the people of Salem find out that the Whiteleys are mages, there's no telling what they might do.
Mash, I do believe you said that Lavinia and Abby are good friends.
Yes, that's what Abby told me. However, it also seems that the people here strongly dislike the Whiteleys. And I don't know how much Abby knows about that, if anything. Mages, huh? That could be even worse than the clergy.
Also, may I say something? I'm not sure if this is because of the rite you completed here in Medea, but...
Oh, did you remember something already? Go on, tell us.
Yes, I did. What'd you remember? Something very important, actually. What? What is it? I want to know. A new judge who showed up out of the nowhere last night, Matthew Hopkins. I know him. Or rather, I know of him. He is, like me, one of the most famous executioners in history.
He is? And he's not really a judge. I couldn't make heads or tails of that man. Who is he?
He's...
Wait, stop.
Ah, good morning, Abigail.
Morning, everyone. What were you all whispering about? Nesha told me about how Uncle is out with Miss Ringmaster right now. She went to see how Tituba's doing, right? That's right. So please don't worry, Abby. I'm sure that Senpai and Mr. Carter will clear Tituba's name.
Or she'll die and get hanged.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Plus, Nesha's here too.
Nesha?
What about her?
The young girl refused porridge. I added spice and she ate.
What she's trying to say is that we talked about all sorts of things while I had my porridge. And she told me that if I found any bad guys, she would beat them to a pulp.
Cute.
That she'd make them completely evaporate before even a drop of their blood has a chance to hit the ground. It sounded truly frightening, but I also kind of want to see it now.
No, you don't. Oh God, of course, I would be delighted. That sort of violent performance really isn't what we're going for with this troupe.
Maybe I should pray to God and ask forgiveness.
Awkward. At any rate, we have a lot we need to discuss with Master as soon as she gets back.
You mean about your plays?
Yes, of course. Specifically, we need to discuss the tragedy and comedy taking place right here on Salem's own stage. Don't confuse the poor little girl. She don't know what you're talking about. But okay. So... Okay.
Welcome back, Senpai. Mr. Carter went out again, and he took Abby with him. He said he was going to the church to speak with the Reverend. It sounds like they're all concerned about what's going on with the other children.
So right now, we're the only ones here. Meaning... we can talk about stuff, I guess?
How did your investigation go? You said you met with Judge Hopkins?
It was awful. That's all I'm gonna say.
Are you okay? You look pale.
I don't blame her.
Why don't you have a seat in that comfy chair and try to relax, Senpai? You learned a few things too while you were out, so I'd like to make sure we're all equally caught up.
You've been a big help, Mash.
Thank you, Senpai. That's what I was hoping to be when I asked to come along. Okay, to start, let's go over what happened with Matthew Hopkins, the judge that suddenly showed up last night.
What day? Man, I don't know what that Hopkins guy deal is. First of all, Master, Carter, and me went to the town's holding cell to talk to Tituba. But all the guard would tell us is that she wasn't allowed any visitors. Orders from the top and all. Well, that sucks.
So, you weren't permitted to see her at all then?
Nope. Turns out, in this case, holding cell is just a fancy way of saying underground prison. I snuck a quick peek inside the cell, and it was a real hellhole. Ugh. There were rats and cockroaches everywhere, water leaking from the walls. The whole place smelled like something had died. Yup. And never mind sunlight. The only light in the whole jail was a few dim torches in the hall. Any more than a day in that dump, and you'd lose your goddamn mind. Bet.
What about Tituba then? Did you see her at all?
Tituba's... well, she's still alive, I guess. She was curled up in a ball and freaking out something fierce. Oh, sucks.
Poor Tituba. Coward! Rescue simply itself. Why did you not?
'Cause I'm a coward, obviously. Especially here in Salem. Stop it, Nezha. Remember, Master and Robin went to clear her name, not to break her out. If we were to overstep our bounds like that, we would only end up furthering suspicion against her.
I see, yes, you are right. Apologies, Robin. Thoughtless of me. That was thoughtless of me.
Sure, no problem. Anyway, like I was saying, it was all Hopkins' call not to let anyone see her. Wouldn't even let her owner, Carter, in. So we decided to go talk to him directly. We found him staying in a room at the fanciest mansion in town. A ship captain by the name of Turner built it. Turns out it had a guest room specifically reserved for judges and preachers and bigwigs like that.
Okay, so you went to see Hopkins directly. Did he seem like a demon god pillar?
A demon god pillar? Are you serious? How the hell should I know? What was I gonna do? Shoot him in the face and see if he transformed? Come on. In the end, all I could do was watch Master get worn out. Sorry for all the trouble, Robin. Don't sweat it. It's not every day we have servants to get to help you out like this. Blah, blah, blah.
Maybe the magical erosion caused by the curse that Medea is concerned about is affecting Master too?
What are you talking about?
That's definitely important too. But first we want to hear more about what happened there. How did Mr. Carter handle the negotiations?
Carter's a pretty level-headed guy, but he's also got balls of steel. He went toe-to-toe with Hopkins the whole time. You'd never know he was just a mild-mannered professor.
Abby told me Carter served during a war.
A military man. That explains it. He walks just a bit gingerly. Must be an old war wound.
I'm impressed you caught that, Sanson. I didn't notice at all.
Carter didn't even try for an emotional appeal or anything like that. He just said that Tituba was his own private property and refused to budge from his claim that taking her away like this was an unlawful seizure. He even said he would seek punitive damages if this resulted in any impediment her ability to work, whatever. The constables who were there were pretty freaked when Carter said how much money he would ask for, but Hopkins didn't even blink.
The cursed doll, what of it? What became of that evidence?
That's where our ringmaster showed what she was made of. She kept insisting to see the figure again to determine whether there was black magic at work. Bleh.
But
all Hopkins would say was, "The devil has taken up residence in that doll, just as he has taken up residence in Tituba. One need only look at the suffering child to see the hand of the devil in all this. If we were to limit the curse's reach, we cannot have people getting near or even touching that doll. Ironically, that would be the sensible move in a situation involving magecraft. But Mr. Carter wasn't having that, so he decided to speak with a reverend who made the diagnosis. It helps that Abby went with him. Maybe.
That's true. Abby's a very strong believer herself. Maybe she can get the Reverend to listen to reason. At least, I hope so.
Now it's just a race against time.
What do you mean?
Hopkins is going to extract confessions from his suspects. That's what he does best.
Who is Hopkins? It's time you told us, Sanson.
Alright. From what I know, Matthew Hopkins was a British attorney. If this is indeed 1692, Hopkins would be quite elderly, yet he does not seem so. However, history tells he died in 1647, almost a half a century ago. If Abigail was to give us the correct date, I can only summarize that history is wrong in this. During his life, he was best known by the title of Witchfinder General. He hates witches. Is he a religious figure? No, he's not an official inquisitor, affiliated with any church. Matthew Hopkins made witch hunts his life work. The title was, so far as we know, one he gave himself. He supported himself with the rewards he got from hunting witches. His methods were brutal, even cruel, but people went along with them. Okay. I heard that he was responsible for the execution of 300 so-called witches in East England over the course of 3 years. Damn, wild.
300 people in only 3 years? But weren't all of them innocent?
Most of them, yes, I expect. Ugh, what a scumbag. So he went around seeing innocent people strung up as witches just to make a buck?
Did you say they were hanged? I thought witches were burned at the stake back then.
The vast majority of these witch hunts resulted in hangings, especially in England. Witchcraft was considered a grave crime against the teachings of God. As suspected, witches were tried and executed the same as other felons. Burning someone at the stake was more of a form of torture than execution, and also served as a warning to anyone watching. As executions go, hanging is far more efficient and less painful. Bet, because it's kind of instant. As these people are British colonists, they probably share many of the same sensibilities. Does that mean they're gonna hang Tituba? With Hopkins here, that's definitely possible. Putting Tituba in that disgusting underground prison will wear on her mind, and quickly. Which is gonna drive her to act more like a witch, and then people are like, oh my god, hang her! If an ordinary person is locked away, starved, and denied visitors, it might last a week. No, 3 days at most. Oof.
3 days. So that's what you meant by a race against time. Sanson, very knowledgeable about this.
Yep. Gotta hand it to you, Prince Nuzha. You're way better. You're way better with kids than me. I had a burp there.
So then, you were never able to examine the evidence.
I took a look at it, but I couldn't tell one way or the other. It just looked like a regular handcrafted doll.
That means I will need to examine it myself. For all your talents, Master, I don't think you'd be the best equipped to handle this sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't want to get infused with Satan.
It would be great if you could do that, but...
First, tell us about this workshop ritual.
Of course. I believe you already heard the general outline I gave to the others earlier. I'll spare you the details. In summary, I took the liberty of turning this house into my workshop. It should be quite helpful, as it seems we'll largely be staying here during our mission.
I see. Indeed, as of now, the area we are investigating here is much smaller compared to past missions.
My primary aim was to ensure I can make full use of my magecraft, but there are other benefits as well. That is, so long as we are here in my workshop, we are not affected by the influence this land is having on us.
You mean you can use your spirit forms again? Yes. I'm not talking much because I kind of want to get this over with, so...
Right. That's only a very small part of this.
Oh?
Can anyone here describe what Tituba looks like in detail? Huh? What do you mean?
I know she's a mild-mannered woman with brown skin, but... well, that's strange.
What about the color of her eyes, her hairstyle, her build, her age? Now that you mention it, I can't remember anything like that.
Oh man, I can't either. What the hell? Damn, you're right, Medea. We didn't even know we were caught up in the enemy's trap.
Something's been interfering with our awareness, or maybe our memories.
And as long as we're inside this workshop, we're not subject to that interference, correct?
Right. If this bounded field can so easily interfere with the servant's senses, it must be the sort that would typically require a divine spirit to create. And yet, we still can't get a firm grasp on it. It's like it slips away whenever we try.
You discovered this, Medea. What do you think?
Isn't it obvious? Tituba has been concealing her true appearance all along. Actually, she's the one who strikes me as odd at this point, more so than Hopkins, in fact. If anyone here has a connection to the demon god pillar, I'd bet it's her. Ideally, I'd like to have examined her after she returned here to Mr. Carter's house, but since that no longer seems to be possible, I'll just have to go examine her myself.
How are you going to do that? It seems like it'd put you at a hell of a disadvantage. Well, I guess you're the only one who hasn't been so affected by the bounded field. I guess that's why you're the Queen Witch or whatever, yeah?
You know it. I'm the baddest witch of all. No need to be shy about it.
Huh. Kinda thought that might piss you off. I guess Salem agrees with you or something?
I know we're already asking a lot of you, Medea, but there's something else we need your help with.
Alright, what about Confronting Chaldea?
I've been focusing on getting the workshop done, so I haven't made any progress there yet, but I'm about to. I'd give it about a 50-50 chance of working, sadly. Master, I think this is your call. Do we focus on saving, or possibly capturing Tituba, or on making contact with Chaldea?
We just can't throw Tituba to the wolves. We just can't do that.
Well said, Sarah. Any master that would make a child cry is no master of mine.
Anyway, there might be a whole bunch of problems we gotta solve. It's not like we've suffered any losses ourselves so far, right? So, don't get mad at me for saying this, but I don't think contacting Chaldea needs to be a priority now. Yeah, I don't know who you are, but you are not our Medea. Oh, you're backing me up on this, Medea.
Yes, I agree. Given the circumstances, making contact with Chaldea can wait. For now, I'm going to pay Hopkins a visit. Would you mind escorting me, Ringmaster? I'd like to say that no one else needs to come along, but I doubt that will be well received. Me, I'll go along too.
Anyone else want to come? Strike the numbers right. Then I shall join you as well. I think there may be something I can do to improve the situation.
That would be great. Thank you, Sansan. Okay then, in the meantime, we'll keep investigating the village. Robin, Nezha, shall we?
Sure thing. Guess we'll head back to the Watley estate.
Understood.
Okay, are we done with the story part? Please? Fuck. It's a nice house. Okay. Well. Sarah, was it? I do not care how many times you ask. I will not be releasing a subject held in custody. Suspect. If she is truly innocent, then she has nothing to fear. Do not interfere with my work. This music's new, isn't it? You are oddly presumptuous for a band of traveling performers. Unless you have some personal reason to protest the subject's detention.
Senpai, are you sure it was a good idea to face him head-on like this?
It's the quickest way for Medea to get a look.
That may be true, but still. Sarah, Mash, you need to keep Hopkins talking. Make him show you the evidence he seized.
Easy for you to say. Absolutely not. That evidence is crucial to this case. This is not up for discussion. Come on, isn't there anything we can do? Why are you so fixated on this object? The slave woman has already admitted to making it.
That may be, but...
Your Honor. And who might you be? My name is Charles Henry Sanson. I'm a member of the Sarah Company. A Frenchman, eh? You're certainly a long ways from home. Indeed. I have been wandering for a long time, but I also know a thing or two about medicine. In fact, I have treated a significant number of patients. Furthermore, I am told there are people here who have fallen ill, with children among their number. So if it would please your honor, I would ask your permission to examine them. Well now, this is a surprise. You, a doctor. No doubt you mean to charge the exorbitant prices for some potion or such. Or perhaps you are a heretic yourself. Nothing of the sort, your honor. For example, I can see that you suffer from joint pain. And what does that prove? The same can be said for most men my age. I'm sure the inclement weather we have been having lately doesn't help. Inclement? Whatever, I don't know. Perhaps your aching joints have put you in a foul mood. I can also see that you enjoy your liquor, but don't care a lot for milk in your tea. If I may, I would suggest that you refrain from drinking too much. It would also do you good to eat more fresh vegetables, rather than subsist only bread and meat. I suggest zucchini. I also recommend salad with parsley and an apple vinegar dressing. It will help with the pain. They do say diet is the root of good health. Okay. I can't say I approve of your methods, Frenchman. Any layman could do the same. I can all but hear you shouting that you aren't like those ghouls, who think applying a few leeches entitles them to a reward. Very well, I shall grant you permission to examine the patients. However, you are not to harm or puncture their bodies in any way, nor are you permitted to administer anything brought from the outside, from whatever, in their homes, yeah, whatever. Also, you may charge no fee. You will be paid a fixed amount per household from the village coffers. Thank you, Your Honor. That is more than enough.
Phew, this is great. Now we can examine the villagers as much as we like. Plus, I think this could help with our investigation, right, Senpai?
That was a very you way to handle it, Samson. I had to read those for a second there. I hope you don't mind my taking the liberty, Ringmaster.
Hopkins. Your first responsibility lies neither to the villagers nor to your decrepit knees and back. It's to the health of the valuable witness, Tituba. As a fellow woman, I'm going to examine her, whether you like it or not. Give me the key to her cell, now. Medea! I'm sorry, Ringmaster. There's just something about this man I can't stand.
Well now. If you've come to perform a farce, I'm afraid you are in the wrong place.
And what about you? Are you really fit to serve as guardian of the law that you claim to be?
Medicine is an intellectual practice, and so is the domain of men. The superstitions nonsense women pose as healing is nothing more than witchcraft. Tell me, woman, are you a witch?
I am wisdom itself. Deep womanly wisdom. Clearly, you do not believe that women have anything useful to offer in their experience or stories.
Watch your mouth! How dare you address his honor that way? Hold. These people didn't come here to enact violence. I've heard stories myself, you know. Including ones about thieves who disguise themselves as traveling performers. Indeed, I see now that such a cover would be perfect for those with larcenous intent, whatever that word is. Cunning clowns win over the children, and obscenely dressed dancing girls beguile good, upstanding men. They mislead the townspeople with catchphrases of bystander and voyeurs, then take advantage of the commotion to steal from them. At times, they even commit arson or burglary and disappear like much smoke. Like so much smoke, whatever. Once they leave, they never return to that town, not even caring what manner of evidence they leave behind. What foolish, dim-witted notion. Such greedy bandits could never hope to perform a refined tragedy, nor a moving comedy. None could ever compare to King Lear or the Merchant of Venice, as I saw them in the London Globe Theatre. Ha ha ha. Damn it, Shakespeare, you're in for it when I get back. Are we done? Are we finished? God damn it. Achoo! Gesundheit. You're coming down with a cold, or did your mustache just get stuck in your nostrils? Just got a strange chill down my spine. Odd. Oh well, I'm sure it's nothing. Ha ha ha. Definitely a cold. Are we done? Are we finished? God damn it. This never ends. Hypocrite, arson, and burglary are precisely what you yourself did during your witch hunts. Still. Could it be that he regrets his past now? It almost seems like he's trying to make amends.
I swear to you that we respect Salem's customs and would never do anything to compose its piety.
You don't say. I will tell you now that I sent a messenger down to Boston to visit someone who knows the city well. And he reported back that no one had ever heard of a troupe calling themselves the Sarah Company. We're fucked. That is not, in itself, a significant problem. Massachusetts has not forgotten the Boston witch trial of John Goodwin from 4 years ago. 4 children began having strange seizures, and as expected, an old witch was responsible for them. Indeed, the devil frequently makes use of women for his evil means. How can you be certain that this slave woman is not one of his pawns? And so I declare that Salem must be placed on high alert. There are witches in our midst. The devil is here in Salem. There's no telling what form he may take. Does this mean you're banishing us? So you would confess your guilt by running away? Quite the opposite, Sarah. I give you permission to perform for the entire town.
What?
Nunny! And you will perform tonight. You will give a masterful performance that moves everyone here. And in so doing, you will demonstrate that you are truly performers. Gather as many villagers as will fit in the town hall and give them a good show.
We just did that last night.
That was only a select few. This will be for the rest of the village. And if your play does not move them, I will have you arrested as bandits pretending to be performers and investigate you all thoroughly. If we succeed, will you release Tituba from prison? Nope. That is a promise I cannot make. A crime is still a crime. But I can say that if it goes to trial, your success will leave a much better impression on the jurors. And one more thing. That woman will not be in your cast when you perform.
Huh? Me? Why?
Lock her in the cell as well, to ensure her compatriots do not flee in the night.
You can't be serious.
You were extremely rude to a judge. Be grateful I did not pass sentence on you here and now. In fact, I will put you next to Tituba just as you wished. Hey, that's good.
Grr, Hopkins!
That's actually good. Ah, truly convincing English. I hope to see such pathos from all your actors tonight.
Medea! This is all so sudden. You want us to perform tonight? What play should we?
Do not worry. I will select that for you as well. Oh God. For it must be about something that Salem needs now more than ever. Okay. Sounds like a plan. Thank God it's over. Oh my God, that went on for so long. This one's going to be so much longer than I wanted it to be. So immediately, we're going to end this. And next time, we will see whatever story this guy has in store for us. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys whenever Let's Play, whatever video I do next is, okay? Bye!